All right, so this morning we have arranged for someone from Boulder Crest Retreat to come down and speak about how much of an influence you all have made so far. We've all raised more than $300 in sales that are all going to be donated, and here's Paul to speak about why this is so influential and how you guys have made such a difference.
So first I want to just express my heartfelt condolences to the school, the faculty, the parents. I was here yesterday and heard about Mr. McMillan, and it's heart-wrenching, and I understand it. Secondly, I want to just thank Josh for doing what he's doing for Boulder Crest, and it definitely makes a huge difference. And talking about Boulder Crest, what I like to do is I like to talk about kind of my story. And the reason I do that is because I can't tell you necessarily what's true for you, but I know what's true for me. And having spent 10 years in the Marine Corps, I went in senior year of high school. Went in the Marine Corps and I went in the infantry. I was enlisted. I did Fallujah, Sacagawea, Karma. I think I had all in all, it was about 7 deployments overseas. And I got out and I started contracting, did government contracting for a while, and then the wheels fell off, right? So you're feeding high octane fuel to a smart car, you know, there's certain things that just start to go wrong, right? And I called Boulder Crest and I applied for this thing that we do called the Warrior Path. And the Warrior Path, the whole premise behind Warrior Path is that struggle is what makes us great. Because without struggle, we won't be strong. And we have this whole idea of struggle to strength. And one of the things that we as veterans struggle with when we come back is that when you're overseas, it's all black and white. It's very clear. It's crystal clear. And then coming back here, there's no training for re-entry. So there's no training for re-entry, kind of like there's no training for college, right? This is your training for college. You just go right into it. And coming back from that and trying to re-enter into the civilian life is tough. It's tough for a lot of people. And they oftentimes give us this diagnosis called post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm sure you've heard of it. What we believe over at Boulder Crest is that there's a better diagnosis. It's called post-traumatic growth. And post-traumatic growth is the idea that through this struggle, you become better on the other end. That these things aren't happening to us, they're happening for us. So we take 6 combat veterans at a time through the Warrior Path. We just finished one last week, actually. And we work with them to help them recognize their struggle as something that's benefiting them. There's other programs that we offer, and your principal, I believe, has actually been up to our property a couple times, as have you.
Right.
And you see, I mean, we got archery lanes, we got tomahawk throwing lanes, we got horses up there, we got all kinds of stuff. $1 million garden it's unbelievable. And if you haven't been up recently, take a trip, see the property. We've added a couple things in the garden specifically, and I guess what I'll leave you with is the quote that we put up in the garden. It's from Thucydides, who was an Athenian general, and his quote is that we must remember that he is best who is trained in the severest school. And what I like to think about is that that's not necessarily war, it's not necessarily combat, it's not necessarily even the military in general, it's struggle. He is best who is trained in the severest school, and the severest school is always struggle. I was talking to Josh earlier about human connection, and if we weren't meant to connect, then there wouldn't be 7 billion people on one planet. It'd be one person on 7 billion planets. You can take physics out of the equation. It's not supposed to be actually scientifically accurate, but you get the idea. But Josh, thanks. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me out.
Well, again, we appreciate you coming out and speaking. And for those of you who who would like to donate now, if you haven't missed your opportunity, we'll be extending the flower sale today in light of yesterday's unfortunate result of Mr. McMillan. So, also, please come out. You can go and buy flowers if you haven't already this morning. Miss Elbaum's room, 613. And again, thank you for coming out, and I really appreciate it. So, thank you guys.